What's up, guys? It's your boy Swish Vids coming at you with something a little bit different today. Uh, Today's video is going to be my top 5 movies of 2017. Uh, I've never really done a video like this, a non-gameplay video, I should say. But before we get into it, I just want to point a few things out. The first and most notable is the fact that I did not get out to theaters as much as I wanted to this year. I was thinking about this. The 5 movies I haven't seen that might have made this list, those are going to be Dunkirk, Thor Ragnarok, War of the Planet of the Apes, uh, the new Kingsman movie, and finally Star Wars The Last Jedi. All 5 of those movies I think I would really enjoy. I just unfortunately have not had the time to go out and see them yet. Um, Point number 2 is that this is completely subjective. I would not consider myself a film buff. I kind of have trash taste in movies. You're gonna know what I mean pretty soon. In no way am I saying these are the best movies of 2017, or this is very subjective. And then number 3, and finally, there will be spoilers in this list. Some big spoilers for some of the movies in here. I just wanted to let you guys keep that in mind before we get into it. With that being said, let's look at movie number 5. Coming in at number 5 is Kong Skull Island. I don't really have a lot to say about this movie other than I thought it was going to be trash. It was good, but it was trashy in the good kind of way, I guess. It's just a ridiculously over-the-top action movie. Just fucking huge gorilla killing dinosaurs, and I had a good time with it. It's nothing special. It's going to set up a pretty cool cinematic universe, though, I think. Really good performances, too. This is just, I don't really know what to put at number 5. It's solid. I think most action fans should check it out. But in no way is it, high cinema. At number 4, we have Blade Runner 2049. Now this is an objectively great movie. It is just stunning. It's a beautiful movie, well acted, well shot. I mean, the set pieces just blew me away. The big cities, the neon lights. I was a big fan of the original. It's been a while since I've seen it. I think this is as good as a sequel could have been. I had a few minor problems. I wasn't a big fan of the villain. But other than that, and also, pardon me, I wish they would have given Harrison Ford a bigger role. They kind of made it look like he was going to be a major part of the movie, and he was to some extent, but I don't think he had more than 30 minutes of screen time. It was a very long movie, though, so you're going to have to carve out some time for it if you haven't seen it yet. It, how do I put this? I just don't know if I'd ever go back to it. It's really good. It's just so long, and I have other things I'd rather see. But if you like the first one, I think you're gonna like this. Obviously, start at the first one if you haven't seen the first one, then watch this. But I don't know. I thought it was beautiful, extremely well made, but it had some minor problems. All right, number 3. Number 3 is gonna be Wonder Woman. Uh, Full disclosure, I am a massive DC fanboy. Uh, so I don't think this is objectively a great movie. I think it's pretty good. Uh, I think the Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic scores really surprised me on this one. I was expecting people to shit all over it. I loved it though. I thought the World War One setting was pretty cool. Gal Gadot, I believe that's how you say it. I mean, what can you say about her? She's stunning. I think she's the next big thing, honestly. She's got to be my favorite actress at this point. Uh, she's just so likable. She completely carries the movie on her back. Some great action, some great settings. It's just kind of uplifting. Like, I think it's kind of comparable to the 1970s and early 80s Superman 1 and 2. You know, those movies were just so happy-go-lucky and kind of charming. I think Gal Gadot and the rest of the movie kind of has the same charm. You know, the biggest flaw in the movie is definitely the villain, which is Ares, if you guys didn't know. I mean, he was just lame. There's no other way around it. You know, why not have Wonder Woman fight Cheetah, or I don't know, somebody a little more cool than Ares, who was essentially like an old Englishman up until he got CG'd out in the last, like, I don't know, 30 minutes of the movie. But I loved it. I think I'm gonna get it for Christmas. Hopefully watch it over the break. Yeah, that's about it on that one. Again, not a great movie, but highly enjoyable. This is where I think some people might get upset. Like I said, I'm a huge DC fanboy, so at number 2, you know I had to put Justice League on here. I'll be honest, this movie is not, it's not good. I loved it, but it's subjectively probably a 5 out of 10. But for me, being a huge Justice League fanboy, the Justice League is probably my favorite comic series of all time. I mean, this was basically a dream come true for me. I don't, for no other reason than the fact that, you know, we're finally getting a Justice League movie. I loved Gal Gadot again. I thought Cyborg was surprisingly not terrible. I thought he did an okay job. I'm blanking on the actor's name. I love Ben Affleck as Batman, but I think they made him a bit too jokey in this movie. I think that's the Joss Whedon effect, just him cracking jokes 24/7. Not my favorite portrayal of Batman. I don't think. I don't think it's Ben Affleck's fault though. Jason Momoa. I mean, I know what they were going for. I just don't know if I particularly loved Aquaman's portrayal in this movie. But I know why they didn't do, you know, the orange tights and green pants. I mean, that would be kind of hard to implement in a movie. I just don't know if I like the whole dude bro aspect of Aquaman. But maybe he'll get a bit more fleshed out in his own movie, which, you know, it might be alright. I don't have high hopes for it, though. Henry Cavill, he's not pictured here. Superman, I thought it was great. I loved his fight scene. I loved, and when I say his fight scene, I mean when the entire league is coming together to fight him. It was a pretty short scene, but I thought it was, you know, pretty awesome. And, you know, I'm glad to see him not dead anymore. I thought it was really dumb that they killed him off in Batman vs. Superman. So it's great to see him back. Here are my two. I mean, this movie, like I said, this movie's not good. There are a lot of other issues, but for me, the biggest 2 issues are going to be Flash. God, I I don't know what they were doing with the Flash. You know, they didn't rip off the comics or the TV, which they should, or the TV show, which they completely should have. They made him some weird, like, bumbling, almost kind of Peter Parker-y, but I, I thought it was awful. He was very annoying. He didn't know how to use his powers at all, which, I mean, like, I don't understand how you can be the Flash and then trip over your own 2 feet. I mean, I know he's just starting out, but yeah, I don't know. I think if the Flash movie is anything like, you know, the performance that Ezra Miller gave, I think it's going to be the worst DC movie, or DCEU movie. And then my other big problem would be Ares Steppenwolf. I didn't think he was god awful, but he was just kind of like Ares and Wonder Woman, just a big CGI, I don't know, big baddie. He didn't really, there's just not much to say about him. He was just not interesting in the slightest. You know, and this is coming from a guy who loves Jack Kirby's fourth world saga. I love Darkseid. I love Mr. Miracle. I love New Genesis and Apocalypse and Big Barda. You know, Granny Goodness, the Parademons. There are just so many other more interesting characters from Apocalypse or New Genesis they could have used besides Steppenwolf. Uh, but I know they're saving Darkseid for later. Hopefully they implement him better. And then just as a quick side note, oh my God, I lost I lost my mind when Green Lantern was in that movie, or one of the Green Lanterns was in the big fight scene. I thought that was amazing. Uh, I'm so excited for what they do in the rest of the universe. Hopefully they keep the universe going. I know there's some trouble at Warner Brothers right now. And then the end credit scene, I didn't really care about the race one between the Flash and Superman. It was just kind of a throwaway scene. But the one after that with Deathstroke and Lex Luthor, I'm excited to see where that goes. Deathstroke looks awesome in the 2 seconds we saw him. I don't know what movie they're going to be in, but I'm excited for it. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on this one. I don't really know what else there is to say. I mean, like I said, it's not good. But if you're a DC fanboy like me, I loved it. You might not love it, but. And number one, Logan. I don't know what to say about this movie. Was so good. I've always thought the X-Men movies were underrated. I really like the Wolverine from 2013, I want to say, where he goes to Japan. I thought that movie was awesome, but this just totally blew it out of the water. I'm not ashamed to admit this is like the first time I've cried in a movie in a long time. Spoilers when Logan dies and when Professor X died, I got really teary-eyed. I've been watching these guys for, I think the first one came out in 2001. I think I got into the franchise in probably 2010. So I've been with these characters for a long time. It was beautiful. The action was so good. I mean, there's really not much to say that hasn't been said. It was just like a modern western, I felt like, with like over the top violence, and it was sad. It was bittersweet. I think that's the best way to put it. I don't know if you get as much out of it if you haven't like had a relationship with the other X-Men movies, but for me, it just really hit the right spots. And I'm interested to see where X-23, if they're gonna make her the new Wolverine or what. I kind of hope they just let Wolverine have his own legacy, and I hope nobody else takes up the mantle. Honestly, I don't think anybody could do a better job than Hugh Jackman. I'm trying to think of something I didn't like about the movie. I kind of wish there were. Oh yeah. When Wolverine's fighting the clone of himself, I think it would be cool if they made him fight Saberwolf from like the first movie, cause I don't know. I just feel like the movie needed another mutant. I know they had. I'm blanking on the tracker mutant. I know he was in there, and Professor X and Logan and all the little kids were mutants, but I feel like they needed like at least one more established mutant, and I think Sabretooth could have done the job pretty well. But that's not really a complaint, because, the clone was fine, I guess. It was a good fight scene. Um, what else, man? Yeah, I guess the only thing I can say is, I don't know how the X-Men movies are going to play out now that Disney bought Fox. I'll be honest, I'm nervous. I know Deadpool 2 is going to come out. The New Mutant's going to come out, and then probably X-Men Dark Phoenix. Those are all 2018 movies, but who knows if we'll ever get another movie as good as this. I don't want to hate on Disney, but I just don't think they have the balls to put out a masterpiece like Logan. I think this is really the perfect superhero movie. I think this, trumps The Dark Knight and, any well-regarded superhero movie. This has to be the best ever. I just don't think Disney's ever going to be capable of putting out something like this again. Um, yeah, but with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Why don't you leave me your favorite movies in the comments below, and I'll try to read the comments. Like the video, please. Subscribe, share it. All of that is highly appreciated. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.